You know, this patch just came out, and they reworked the way hyper armor works on some weapons, and they reworked poise entirely, so I know what y'all want to see. They also reworked Colossal swing speeds. They took away your crouch poke. They took it away from you. And to be honest, you should have had it taken away from you. What you were doing was a disservice. It was pathetic. It was like going to a Mike Tyson fight, but he could only throw left jabs. Who wants to watch that? Nobody. Nobody wants to see that. We want to see him swing. We want to see the haymaker, right? And now we got our haymaker back, and they nerfed the jab. So I'm cool with it. Y'all are tired of straight swords. You're tired of curved swords. Have you ever seen a scimitar? Somebody shake a scimitar and the blade starts wobbling? I don't want to see that flim flam flaccid fluxum. I want to see a big, thick, hard, just harder than rock, able to absorb two full-grown men, two-handed, two big powerhouses. That's what I want to see. I want to see them just get down on the floor and sweating. And that's what we're going to get. That's what we're going to get, because today's video is all about stamps and stomping. We're stamping and we're stomping. Are you strong enough to fully absorb two big boys? You have to be. In this economy, you better take advantage of every chance you get to just let two men into your life. And they give and you give some back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. So let's talk about absorption. See, the stamp Ashes of War, they give you a huge boost to absorption because they're built to trade. They're built to take it in, and then they're built to give it right back up. And they're big and thick. And when they give it up, you know that somebody's going to get it. They can't even stay on the ground about it. Literally sweeps them off their feet. So this dude's got Royal Knight's Resolve. Gonna do a ton of damage, right? Wow, that did no damage. That's right. Because between the nerf to the Ashes of War, look at my absorptions. Look at my absorptions on the right side of your screen. Now I'm gonna stamp. Now look at my absorptions. See that? See what happened there? Between the nerf to Ashes of War and Stamp's just insane absorption bonus that it gives you, you can tank just some insane attacks that you typically would not tank. It's funny because people are telling me, they're like, oh, Saint, you should use Square Off on one of your straight sword builds. It's so good now. And I'm like, I don't want to use that. I used it all the time in Dark Souls 3 because I didn't have a choice. And yet here I am still using Stamp, aka Stomp, because it knocks dudes into the air, and that will always be hilarious to me. But on top of the absorption, it also has another benefit. Ducking. Yoink! I please myself sometimes, and that's what we're talking about right now, is really just taking both hands and getting your big weapon and pleasing yourself. So I'm drinking a Wondrous Physic that increases my absorption. It's nerfed in PvP. It's not as good as it says it is. I don't think Stamp is nerfed in PvP. So what my true absorption is, who can say? But you can just look right there. I just got hit twice, and I mean it did half of the damage. So on a big attack, especially a big Ash of War that has a lot of recovery on it, you just like stamp through that, and when you do that, you just create the best possible trade for yourself. Now he just did an R2 attack and he's coming out with an R1, and you could see the damage after the stamp absorption bonus, and it's pretty nutty. It's pretty nutty. Now, I'm not here to tell you that Stamp is the answer to all of your problems. I will say, look at that. Let's just look at it. I will say, in Dark Souls 3, the Stamp itself had some interesting properties, where it would put you directly, like if you did it into an opponent as they did certain moves at you, you would actually like completely avoid the attack's hitbox. It was like, it wasn't an iframes thing, it was a just completely avoiding a hitbox type of thing, if that makes sense. So anyway, look here. We're going up against Moonveil, and we go for the Stamp slash, and that didn't work. Now we're going for the Stamp uppercut, and that's not working. Moonveil has too little recovery for you to punish it with this. But you can see that using Stamp is... obviously I have a strange connection going on here, but even if the connection was good, I still don't think it would be fast enough to hit this guy out of Moonveil. You would have to like predict it instead of respond to it, and what you're seeing me do is respond to it. Anyway, you can at least see that the damage is drastically decreased when I Stamp through Moonveil. And so, like, I mean, even that's kind of worth, honestly. But I don't know why you just roll it at that point, right? Unless, for some reason, just tanking it is going to put you in an advantageous situation, which it might. But, yeah, just trying to show you there that while Stamp has been improved, and it did get a buff, I still don't think it's as fast as it should be, but it's faster than it was. And with the absorption and with the blanket nerf to big one-shot damage, that absorption is even more noticeable now, which is nice. Look at that. Look at that. And keep in mind, this is without Alexander's Shard. We have nothing. We're not using any talisman that's increasing damage on this. So if you see the damage and you're like, well, it's a little lackluster, it's 800, it's 900 damage. It's fine. It's not gonna like end the world. But guaranteed, if you hit someone with this and they were missing 400 hit points, they're probably gone. They're probably done now. And if you hit someone with this and they were at full health, they're now one hit away from that being the end of the fight. Probably. Assuming they don't have a Grey Road or something. But yeah, look at that. The Stamp sweep with the big knockdown. I love that. I think that's great. Obviously, there's certain things you don't want to try and tank with the Stamp. For example, also, shout out to my big boy brother over here. Just wrestling. Just helping me wrestle these boys for our daddy. Yeah, like that butt slam. I'm not trying to tank that. When somebody comes flying at me with their whole big ass and they just come crashing down like thunder from the heavens, I'm not going to stamp on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get low to the ground because I want to be there. So I just roll that, But when you're fighting on the beach like this, you only go to the beach at night. And if you know, you know. It smells like illicit substances and salt out there. Mama said not to go to the beach at night, but I went anyway. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. This invasion, look, you've learned enough. You learned about absorption. Alright? You've learned about it. I'll say one last thing that you can learn about. If you get hit and you don't get staggered, your poise health is now not at 100%. Okay? That's the way these games work. So if you typically have, these numbers are just made up, just pay attention to what I'm telling you. Don't pay attention, don't hyper focus on the numbers. If you've got 50 poise health, somebody hits you for 26 poise damage. Their next hit is going to stagger you, right? Unless you waste a whole lot of time to regain your poise health. Alternatively, you can just use Stamp, and you can, boom, refill your poise health immediately by using Stamp. So you can also use it in that way. Hit somebody, they hit you, you both trade, you don't get staggered, stamp. Now your poise health is back to 100, and you can make that same trade again. Alright, that's it. You're done learning. Now it's time for the fun. Look at this cannon. Look at the shape of it. Look at the bulbous backside. And how it just tunnels up into a headed shaft. And it's just firing. You know what I'm saying? Alright, that's enough cannon. Now it's time for that verticality. That's the up and the downness of the level. You've got the y-axis. You've got that x-axis. You know what I'm saying? Look how, watch, oh, this is just so clean. Little sippy. Come on, bring it. No. Wrong move. Oh, you did. What a, oof. Anyway, stamp. There it is. Hope you enjoyed it. Later, y'all.